Hi everyone, I am Neha. Welcome back to my channel Chem Life, home of learning chemistry. Here we learn chemistry, the study of materials that make up our universe. This basically for upper primary classes 6 to 8, but students of upper classes 9 10 can also follow it to clear their concept. This is our last part of matter and its composition, part 3, and here we learn law of conservation of mass, physical quantities of matter and their measurement, floating and sinking, various type of question with mathematical problems. Before we learn about law of conservation of mass, at first we learn law of chemical combination. So, in 17th century, the scientists had been trying to find out methods for converting one substance into another. During their quantitative studies of chemical changes, they made certain generalizations. These are known as laws of chemical combination. These are law of conservation of mass, law of constant composition, law of multiple proportion, law of reciprocal proportion, law of combining volume, also called Gay-Lussac law of combining volume. The first four laws deals with mass relationship, while the fifth law deals with volume of reacting gases. And in this level, we will discuss only law of conservation of mass. So start. Law of conservation of mass. This law basically deals with relation between the mass of reactant and product during the chemical changes. Not only chemical changes, also physical changes. It was postulated by a French chemist, Antoine Lavoisier, in 1789. The law of conservation of mass states that during any physical and chemical change, the total mass of products is equal to the total mass of reactant. Again repeat, during any physical and chemical change, the total mass of reactant means total mass of product is equal to the total mass of reactant or total mass of the product. Means when a reaction is done or when a reaction is happened, before reaction the total weight by total mass of reactant, and after reaction the total mass or total weight of product is equal, don't change. So now we can say in other words that matter can be neither created nor destroyed during any physical or chemical change. Mind it, means matter can be neither created nor destroyed during any physical or chemical change. In our universe, there are various type of chemical reaction and physical changes or physical reaction is happened regularly in our everyday life. So, one thing is clear that matter can be neither created or destroyed during any physical or chemical changes. Clear? Here a simple chemical experiment to demonstrate the law of conservation of mass. We started a simple experiment. First we take a conical flask containing copper sulfate solution, one reactant, and put it a small test tube containing sodium hydroxide solution, and filled the face of the conical flask with rubber stopper because the air is not passed. Now we weigh the whole system and put down the weight value. Then we mix it thoroughly, means we shake the system thoroughly, and there the two solution must be mixed up, and there was chemical reaction occurred. After chemical reaction, we get a curdy white PPT of copper hydroxide and a solution sodium sulfate, and then the whole system, after chemical reaction, then the whole system we again wait and note down the value of the whole system. Here we see that before chemical reaction, the total value of reactant, the total mass value or total weight value of reactant is equal to the total weight value of products. So from this experiment we can say that law of conservation of mass is exist, and this is true. So what is law of conservation of mass? During any physical and chemical change, the total mass of product is equal to the total mass of reactant. Here some experimental verification about law of conservation of mass involving physical changes, especially like ice. When ice melt, it turns into water, and burning candle, bonfire. We all know all these example in our daily life, and here also law of conservation mass is exist. First example, bonfire. Here we see that the below bonfire, wood plus oxygen transfer into ashes, carbon dioxide and water vapor, and mass of wood and oxygen is equal to mass of ashes, carbon dioxide and water. Clear? Now we described what is bonfire. This is a common example. We will come across this image like bonfire. Okay. So you have gathered some sticks and lit them with a match. You realize the bonfire you have built has completely burned down, left with small pile of ashes and some smoke. Now you might be assumed that original mass of the stick, less interesting. So you might be assumed that original mass of the stick has somehow vanished. Is not. So original mass of the stick is not actually vanished. As the sticks burn, they combined with oxygen, always available in our air, and turned into ashes. Not only ashes but also some amount of carbon dioxide and water vapor. As a result, if we measure the total mass of the wooden sticks and the oxygen before setting the sticks on fire, we had must discovered that the mass is equal to the mass of ashes, carbon dioxide and water vapor combined. Clear? Here one another example is that ice is in glass. We take here 100 gram ice cubes in a glass filled with and take it some rest. After some time, ice melt in room temperature, and this is a physical change. And the glass glass filled with liquid water, and the amount is 100 gram also. If you weight the ice cube glass when the water is a form of ice, you note down the weight amount, and after melting ice you also note down the water. So you can definitely see that the amount before physical changes and after physical changes is same. So here mass is same, not increases, not decreases. So matter can be neither created nor destroyed. Clear? So mass is fixed during any physical or chemical changes. Now some verification involving chemical changes. We also said before the definition when I cleared the definition about law of conservation of mass. Also this type of chemical reaction happened, and here law of conservation of mass is definitely exists. And the law of conservation mass actually is very important, and there are various type of mathematical problem will come from this topic. And this is very important topic to solve the mathematical problem related to law of conservation of mass. You must have learned the atomic number and also atomic number, and also you note down, and also you recall up the atomic weight of every element like oxygen, carbon, nitrogen, hydrogen, lithium, boron, sulfur, chlorine, fluorine, all the all the elements in our universe. You already study in your previous classes in the chapter of atomic structure. Here you must learn the atomic number and atomic weight of this element, and so this is very important to clear this mathematical problem which related to mass of conservation of the law of conservation of mass. So this is very important. Here I discuss with you some physical quantities of matter. In the first lesson of matter and composition, I already said the physical properties of matter and chemical properties of matter, and so some physical properties of matter I will discuss here. And here many physical properties of matter such as mass, length, volume, pressure, temperature, density, weight, etc. are quantitative in nature. The value of physical quantity is always expressed in two parts, one numerical and one unit. Let's start. If we express a weight of a box is some amount like 4,000, 5,000, this is not convey any meaningful information. If we express the value of a box, the value of a book, the weight of a book, the weight of a glass bottle with a unit, like I say that the pencil, the weight of a pencil is 1 gram. Note down gram. If I say only 1, the weight of pencil, this pencil is 1, this express nothing. This is a meaningless word. If we do not attach unit with this numerical value, so total system is meaningless. But if we say that weight of pencil is 1 gram, so this is meaningful, and we clear about the weight of this pencil. So unit is essential to include with numerical value. Here three fundamental unit is exist: 1 mass, 2 length, 3 time. The units of other physical quantities of matter like volume, pressure, density, weight, etc. are derived from these fundamental units. In recent years, scientists have generally agreed to use International System of Units, abbreviated as SI units, and its French name System International. And the SI system has 7 basic units are listed as length, mass, time, electric current, temperature, luminous intensity, amount of substance. So this is very important for your chemistry purpose study, not only chemistry, also in physics part and also in mathematics part. So read it and clear this concept about the physical quantities of matter, very concentratedly. Now, measurement of physical quantities. Mass. We all related. We are all related this word mass, and from starting our lesson matter and composition part 1 part 2, I already said that matter is depend on its mass, has specific mass, and have space and occupied as definite space are all called matter. So what is mass? Mass of an object is the amount of matter present in it, while weight is the force exerted on an object by the pull down of gravity. Mass of an object is constant and is independent of location. However, force or weight of an object may change from one place to another due to change in gravity. Means if we go from earth to moon, our body mass is same, but our body weight is changed, because as we learn, just mass is independent of its location, but weight is dependent on its location. The standard basic unit of mass in SI system is kilogram, symbol kg. 1 kg equal to 1000 gram, and in CGS system unit of mass is gram, symbol small g, small letter g. And in this picture you see that how weight is related with mass. W equals means weight equals to force equal to mg, mg equal to m for mass and g for acceleration gravity. SI unit of weight is Newton and CGS unit weight is dyne. So first, as we already said and again said, that this is very important tools for your study, not only physics, so not only chemistry, also in physics and also mathematical. How? Some volume and density. So let's start. What is volume? Volume is amount of space occupied by an object, and density is amount of substance. Density of a substance is its amount of mass per unit volume. It is simply the mass of an object divided by its density. So what is the difference between density and volume? Volume is the amount of space occupied by an object, and density of a substance is the amount of mass per unit volume. That means density equal to mass divided by volume. Now volume part. It has unit of length q. In SI system, volume has unit in cubic meter, and in CGS system, volume has unit in centimeter cube. And SI unit of density is kg meter to the power minus q, and in CGS unit gram centimeter to the power minus 3 or minus q. Volume of object can change when heat or cooled. Volume is changed of an object when we heated or cooled the object. Therefore, density depend volume. So also density change. For while reporting a density, the temperature must also be maintained here. Temperature. Temperature means the degree of hotness or coldness of an object. There are three common scales to measure temperature: SI scale, Kelvin scale, SI scale or Kelvin scale, and it's denoted by capital K. And Celsius scale measured in degree Celsius, and Fahrenheit scale measured in Fahrenheit Celsius. The relation between Fahrenheit and Celsius is like here. The Kelvin scale is related to Celsius as K equal to degree Celsius plus 273 and degree Celsius equal to Kelvin minus 273. And now pressure is force per unit area, means pressure equal to, this is blank and I said pressure equal to force divided by area. The unit of pressure equal to kg meter to the power minus 1 second to the power minus 2. Here are interesting question. In general, why density of liquid is less than solid? So, when the temperature is increased, the intermolecular space between particles of solid are increased. The particle moves apart, therefore volume increased gradually. From the definition of density, we already know just density varies 1 by volume, means density and volume are inversely proportional to each other. If density increases, volume decreases, or if volume decreases, density increases simultaneously. From that point, we say that density decreases when you go from solid to liquid, as volume of solid is less than volume of liquid less than volume of gas. One interesting question for you, that ice floats on water. Explain. This is very interesting question, and I hope you are all will get this answer. So just thinking about this question. Ice float on water. Now floating and sinking. When an object is said to be floating in a liquid, it's on the surface of liquid or just below it. Repeat again. When an object is said to be floating in a liquid, when it is on the surface of liquid or just below it, and is said to be sink when it goes to the bottom of the vessel containing the liquid and rests there, like that. Here we see that the one glass of water and one orange in it. From the first picture, from the first part we see this is floating cases, means the orange is in the surface of the liquid or just below it. But the second picture we see that the total orange is the bottom of the vessel containing, bottom of the glass containing the liquid and rest there. Whether an object will sink or float in a given liquid depends on the density of object and the liquid. If density of an object is greater than that of liquid, the object will sink, and if density of object is less than that of liquid, it will float. In general, the density of solids greater than liquid greater than gases, but there are some exceptions. This line is missing here from technically problem, so I repeat again. In general, density of solid is greater than liquid and greater than gases, and but here some cases are exception, like this picture. This is our natural picture, and we see that this is our natural picture, and we see that this is and we see that ice float on water, and we are all in a tour in a year or in after 6 months with our family from hills like station and North India. Here we see that there are very type of hills will covered up with ice and snowfalls we all see there. And here the interesting question that ice floats on water. Though ice is solid form of water, and according to general concept, density of solid is higher, and just we learn that the density when water floats, when an object floats on water, now when the density of this object is less than that water. So if ice floats there, so definitely ice have less dense than its liquid form. This is a very important, and this is a very exception case here for water system. Ice floats in water, though ice is solid form of water. It is happened as ice is less dense than water due to hydrogen bonding. So, what is hydrogen bonding? From the first lesson of matter and its composition, I already learned you that the structure of water molecule. One oxygen atom can combine into hydrogen atom, and due to more electronegativity of oxygen atom, there are negative pole creates on oxygen atom like delta minus, and there are positive pole creates on hydrogen atom like delta plus, and as the negative and positive poles create there, and there must create an attraction between them. So water molecule are bond together through this negative end and positive end, and this is called a hydrogen bonding. So this is the picture of hydrogen bonding. Here the exception case can be described as on freezing, means on we go from liquid to solid form, the hydrogen bond becomes stable and arranging the water molecule far apart from each other. Therefore here volume is maximum. As molecule occupy the space far apart, therefore volume is maximum. So definitely this is less dense. But on melting, just positive case of freezing, here we see that in liquid state water molecule are closely held by together by weak hydrogen bonds. This is the one, this is called hydrogen bonding, and this is the picture of hydrogen bonding. So from this picture, when the idea, the exception case is must clear that ice have lesser density than water, therefore ice floats on water. And this our last part, and also this our last lesson about matter and its composition, and I give you some important and intellectual and intelligence type of and interesting type of question. So I hope that everybody must do this, see this question and must try to solve this, and this is very important, and I hope if you try to solve these problems, and there are 70 to 80% idea about matter and composition lesson is cleared. And there are short type of some question, and in the right part, number 6, in the right part, the last part of 6 number question, there are two mathematical problem related to law of conservation of mass, and as I say first, that to solve the mathematical problem related to law of conservation of mass, you have must learn, or you have must take the, you have must memory the value of atomic weight and atomic number, the all elements. If you don't, so you never ever could solve this problem. So best of luck everyone. And this is the last page of matter and its composition. Here I give you some type of interesting question, like which beaker of water has more thermal energy? Here B, same temperature, more mass. And which has more thermal energy, cup of coffee or pitcher or lemonade? Why? So I hope, and you also try to solve these problems. And this is here also we see one picture, glass with eggs. We all are eat eggs in our lunch, in our life. So how do you differentiate between old and new eggs on basis of floating system? So must do it, and when you will do this problem. I hope you are all in interesting there. If there any problem is created, if you require some extra knowledge, extra question and extra efforts from this lesson, so must contact me through this number, and this number available here. So thank you of all. If you'll get positive benefits, subscribe my channel Chem Life Home of Learning Chemistry and share it. Contact me through this number. I will always with you, and next lesson with next part, with new lesson, with new part will come soon. तब तक के लिए keep watching.